Okay, so today we have the unboxing initial review of the JOFIOS 6-pack solar fence lights. Looks like it's WL20T, the 8-pack. Box is pretty generic. It says it's IP65. I'm not actually sure about that. Seems like more of an IP54 product, and I'll get into that here soon. I may actually follow up with a second video, or maybe at the end of this video, with them in use and how they've gone over time. Specifically, I like solar lights that last from, you know, when it starts getting dark till in the morning. When I leave in the morning and it's still a little dark, I like to see that kind of capacity. So in the box we have 4 2-packs, kind of loosely packaged. Little short installation manual, kind of self-explanatory. Don't block the panels, right? And then they come in 1, 2, and 3. I've opted for the 3. Should give a little bit more light. Now, when I was talking about the IP rating, the one reason, and I see a gasket in the enclosure, which is really good, but the reason why I would seriously doubt this is IP65 rated is both the switch for on-off and the mode selector have gaps and openings. You know, to be IP65, I believe this would need to have a rubber gasket over the selector and maybe a rubber contact button. However, the chances of something splashing, sorry about the background noise, but the chances of something splashing up in here is pretty low, so I think they'll be okay. But, you know, if you have monsoon, hurricane type weather, I probably wouldn't recommend these. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the cover of one of them. Nice looking photovoltaic panel. This actually isn't one of the cheaper ones. I can tell by looking at it. When you see the blue hue and the way the contacts are, this is actually a nicer panel. We can go ahead and test it. Right out of the box, it has a little bit of a charge. So if I power it on, it flashed just a little bit. I cover it up, bam, they cut on. So it looks like a soft. In person, it's a little bit whiter than what it is on camera, but it's like a nice little yellow, which is what you want. The yellow actually does a little bit better job not attracting some certain bugs sometimes. Let's try the mode button and see what it does. So we've got a blue. Now, if you aren't aware how blue LEDs work, or actually more or less white ones, to get white, you actually have a blue LED and it has white phosphorus over it, and it kind of looks like a little bit of that still over on the blue here. Lenses are a little dirty, maybe even a little scuffed. I don't see any plastic on here, so they came scuffed from the factory. See if I can get that on camera. Be kind of difficult, but not too bad. The blue is more of a lighter blue, and then there's red, which most people probably wouldn't want red unless you're going to light up a chicken coop or doghouse or something that you didn't want to disturb the animal sleeping. And then there's green for, you know, maybe if you want it by a pool or fountain or something nice like that. Looks like it went to blue again, but this time the blue is actually a darker, nicer blue that you would expect from blue LED. Much more rich blue. And then you have like a teal, like a blue-green, and then a purple. So it looks like it does a full RGB. And then a yellow, blue again, like an aqua blue, red, about the same intensity. Oh, okay, so now it's a color changing mode. Interesting. Color transition mode. See, now this might look nice on a driveway. I might have to try this out. But again, you can't synchronize them, so you're going to have, you know, 8 of these in your driveway, all different colors, and it's going to look kind of odd. And then, of course, your white. This is a nice bright white. Looks pretty good. And then there's yellow white. So it started on the yellow white, maybe 3000K or so out of the box, which is probably ideal. I don't know that the power consumption would be any better on any of these modes, to be honest with you. They're probably rated pretty similar. That looks good. Some basic hooks here. I'm going to be mounting mine possibly on some wire fence, so I might get creative. But yeah, all in all, I think these are kind of nice. And I would assume since this diffuser cover has a gasket that the integral parts would too. So the panel looks sealed, but I thought this was a seam, but it's actually not. I think it's just the molding. So yeah, so everything would open up out the bottom here with these screws. Comes with a little bit of a charge, so I feel pretty confident just putting it into service. A lot of times with a solar product, I'll actually take it apart and manually charge the little LiPo batteries or lithium batteries manually, and then put it back in. But I think these are good to go. So I'm gonna put these to use and follow up.